In today's video, we're gonna take a look how to create this earth map animation. This is especially useful when you want to show map animation with a longer distance, like a plane. If you want to learn how to create more detailed map animation, check out this tutorial. But today we're gonna focus on earth map animation. So as a first step, you need to get my Fusion composition from the Coffee page, link in the description. And what you'll get is my Fusion composition with necessary graphics. So in Davinci Resolve, open Effects and add Fusion composition to the timeline. So let me close media, change the length of it to about 10 seconds. So right click, change clip duration, and let's make it 10 seconds long. And open Fusion page. In here, you need to import the Fusion composition that you got from my Coffee page. So from File menu, go to Import Fusion composition and locate my earth map animation comp file and open. Let me close Inspector for more room. So this is what you will get. And as a first step, you need to make sure you need to replace those media in nodes because they will be marked as media offline. And as you see in my zip file, you have these graphics as well. So basically, you need to replace them accordingly. For instance, diffuse node replace with earth diffuse 6K JPEG and so on. So let me show you the first one and then I will speed it up. So let's say diffuse. To disconnect it, just hold Shift and drag it away and simply drag the diffuse JPEG from your folder to the nodes panel like that and connect it to the yellow triangle like so. Delete this one, and as you see, this is no longer media offline. You can rename it and proceed the same with the others. In here with illumination, make sure to connect it the same way as it is now. So let's do it together. So again, disconnect this media in, drag illumination JPEG from folder, and first, connect the mask, which is a bitmap. So just drag this square to this blue triangle and connect media into city lights like so. Okay, and do the same for the rest. So I will speed it up right now. And we can get rid of this offline media, of course. You can rename that if you want. But once done, it should be working. You should see already the result, which is Earth sphere. If it didn't refresh correctly, just reboot Davinci Resolve and it should be fine. If it's still not working, make sure you've connected all the appropriate graphics, correct transform nodes. So this is the first step you need to do to make it working. So if you're new to Fusion, you got two preview screen here. You can change it to single or double. And the reason why you see this earth here is because the media out node is previewed on the second screen on the right. If I click this white dot on the left as well, we can preview it on both screens. You can also tap 2 or 1 on the keyboard that will enable and disable the preview screens. Next step, what you need to do is to preview your earth map. Let's say on the left screen, so I'll select the earth map node and I will tap 1. So this is our whole world where we will mark our starting and ending point and where we will draw a polyline showing our animation. So once the earth map is previewed on the left, go next to the paint node and from this menu here, choose the polyline stroke. So just click it. Now, if you want to draw this polyline, you probably would need to zoom this map, unless you want to go from North America to Australia. But if you want to mark a smaller piece of this map, you will probably need to zoom in this view. And to do that, just hold Ctrl and scroll with the mouse like that. So let's say we want to go from Portugal to Dubai. So from here to here, so just click once here, this is your starting point, and go to your destination, let's say Dubai, so somewhere around here, And this is what you get so far. This is your polyline stroke. You can further shape it by dragging this, this little dot here. Sometimes it's tricky, or like so, and just bend it a bit. And to the other end as well. But if you click it, sometimes this is what happens. So just Ctrl Z, and now you can as well bend this side. And open Inspector, where you can further tune this stroke. So with the paint node selected, go to Inspector and switch to Modifiers tab. You should see here Polyline Stroke 1. And if you expand the brush controls, you can change the size of it. You can change the softness. Okay, so we got our polyline. You can also go to stroke controls and increase the spacing. That will, if you zoom in, create more space between the dots. You can go farther than 1 by setting it manually to 2, for instance, and we got dots like that. Next, you go to the first place, so select the place 1 node. This is nothing else but the text node, so let me put my starting point. Let's say it's Portugal or Lisbon. If you have this node selected, you can see there's 2 arrows. It means it's located here, but it's so tiny we barely can see the title. But if we zoom in, this is actually our Lisbon title. So you can drag it like so, place it wherever you like. And do the same with the second place. You get the possibility to mark 3 places in case you want to show that there was some kind of stopover. But in this example, I'll show you 2. So in the second place node, just write the destination, which in our case, let's say it's Dubai. And as well, drag it. Yeah, it's Dubai. Drag it here. Okay. Okay, we got our stroke and our target and destination marked on the map. And as you see, it's also visible on our Earth already. If you don't see it because you've marked the North America, something on the North America, which is on the other side, you can go to Earth Sphere node and in the Modifiers tab, open Anim Curves Rotation, and you can change the offset. So the Earth will spin to the left or to the right if you want to change the view of it, like so. Let me go back to our starting position. Next, you got the possibility to change the light, how this Earth is lightened by our fake sun. If you select the light, go to the inspector and under Transform tab, you can change the rotation and translation. Just play with it and see how it looks. And finally, you got camera. And in the camera transform tab, you also have translation and rotation. That's what we're gonna animate in a moment. So by default, if you play this animation, the Earth is just slowly rotating, so it looks as a real Earth we're looking at. But of course, if it's fine for you, you can leave it like that and just mark this, this path and animate it. So let's first animate our path. So go back Paint node and Modifiers tab. Go to frame, for instance, 30. This is our starting point. And what we're gonna animate is the write-on control. So let me set the end of this to 0. So it will disappear and create a first keyframe here. And let's say we want this animation to last about 60 frames. So I will go 30 frame plus 60, which will place my playhead on the frame number 90. And I will bring back the end of the write-on control to 1. That will create also a keyframe for me. So from keyframe 30 to 90, this line will be revealing, but we can spice up this animation by animating our camera. So let's say from the frame 30, we want to start camera to be moving. Go to camera node, go to the inspector and transform, and create keyframes for translation and rotation. So right click somewhere around here and choose Animate Translate Group. That will create 3 keyframes for this group. And same for rotation, Animate Group. Then let's say 20 frames later, so frame 50, I want the camera to be closer to the earth, so you need to change the Z control of the translation, let's say to something 35. And I want to rotate my camera, so let's try, yeah, it's too much, to something like this. Okay. If you're fine with this position, it's better to create the other keyframes as well. So I will right click and set keyframe for the whole group. It's easier to manage that way. Even though you don't change other controls, create keyframe for it as well. So we'll leave the camera at this position at frame 50, and we will stay here to frame maybe... I will correct that, because when I go to frame 100, since the Earth is spinning, I barely see my destination, so I'll go back to my frame 50. I will rotate my camera like so. Okay, so when I'm at frame 100, I better see my destination. Okay, and as well, I need to keyframe the group of controls like so. Then let's say we want to stay here for about 30 frames. So I go to frame 130. I create again keyframes for my rotation translation. And then from this point to, let's say, again, 30 frames later at frame 160, I want to go back to my starting position. I will just go back with my camera with the Z control, and I will create keyframes for the rest. Okay, so this is what we got. Start here, we approach here, then we stay, and then we go back with the camera. This is our animation. And finally, we need to smooth this animation out using spline. So again, with camera node selected, click spline and select XYZ and XYZ for rotation. Click zoom to fit. Then select all the keyframes, so Ctrl A, and smooth them out by tapping Shift F. That will smooth all the pairs of the keyframes like that. And last but not least, you can enable glow. Click the glow node in the inspector. You can simply enable it. You can change the glow color to whatever you like. Let's say we want it like that. And you can enable rays, so it looks like so. Okay, and what I like to do at the end is going back to edit page, move my Fusion Composition 1 track up, and from effects in generators, search for start field and put it under my map animation. That's not so realistic because these stars are moving too fast and pass through my Earth, but overall I think it looks nice and eye-catchy. And this is it, our Earth map animation is ready. Thanks for watching till the end, hope you learned something, hope you're gonna enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't already. Check out my action titles pack, which is growing constantly. There are 22 high-impact title animations. You'll find the link in the description. Cheers and see you in the next one.